to Jingle all the way from 1996. Enjoyed that Turboman and his sidekick intro fighting the Dementor, played by Richard Mall. We even see the president there, played by Harvey Korman, and the first lady, played by Lorraine Newman. And Turboman saves the day by swinging this boomerang, and it's a TV show watched by a kid, Jamie Langston, played by Jake Lloyd. It looks exactly the same today, 2025. And the episode comes to an end, and here comes his mom, Liz Langston, played by Rita Wilson, asking her when Dad will be home. And so at the office now, and having pre-Christmas party, and we now meet Howard Langston, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the secretary brings in some cards to remind him about Jamie's karate show today while responding to customers.
You're my number one customer. Don't you forget. You're my number one customer. You're my number one customer. Liz! Look, I didn't mean that. Liz?
So hilarious, and he drives off as fast as he can and is now stuck in traffic. And at the school, the kids are ready, and Liz is there with the Langston neighbor, Ted Matlin, played by Philip Hartman, who died very tragically. But Ted's son is also in the show, and the other female neighbors are all over Ted. So the next scene, Howard tries to take a shortcut, and the police bike has been alerted. And now the officer is at Howard's window, and he's played by Robert Conrad. And Howard is late and is asked to step out of the car.
A, B, C.
Backwards.
Okay, so the karate show is done, and Jamie sees Howard never came. And Howard didn't make it and drives back home, and directed by Brian Levant. And he sees Ted on his roof lighting up Christmas trees, or Christmas lights. And since Howard missed the karate show, he recorded for him. And you can tell he doesn't like Ted, no surprise there. He walks in to see Liz is pissed off at him for not showing up on time, and sees Jamie all mad, and Howard trying to talk to him, runs up to his room. And he sees Jamie has earned the purple belt. And goes to his desk to draw, and Howard really blew it this time. And Howard asks what Jamie really wants.
I want the Turboman action figure with the arms and legs that move, and the boomerang suitor, and the rock and roller jetpack. Accessories sold separately, batteries not included.
Well, that was quick. And Ted's son will also get that exact same Turboman action figure. And the two are ready for bed, and Liz asks him if Howard got the action figure, and he was surprised to get it 2 weeks ago.
At this point, they'd probably be impossible to find.
He never got the toy since he got caught up with Jamie and work. Mainly work. The next morning, Jamie's eating Turboman cereal, and Howard pretending he's got to go to the office to pick up the toy. And also mentioning the parade later, since Christmas Eve and Turboman will be at the parade. And he promises Jamie he'll be there, and goes out to see Ted again with a reindeer, and Howard tries to touch the reindeer and was about to be bitten there. And Ted Bragg even got a Turboman action figure for his son months ago.
On those tires.
Maybe you should drop some chains around you.
What?
Ha 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 ha, I know. So Howard makes it to the toy store and sees a bunch of people since the store opens in exactly 2 minutes, and he's being pulled back, and behind him is the mail delivery guy. His name is Myron Larrabee, played by Sinbad. And Myron's son also wants a Turboman action figure and yells over the place that he studied psychology to know this is all fake to him. And even gets personal and grabs and almost chokes the lady here, and the store is now open with these customers running over the manager. And both Howard and Myron are looking for the Turboman action figure, and Howard asking the employee here.
A gentleman belt, yes.
Looking for Turboman.
So yeah, they're sold out, but the only thing is in stock is Turboman's sidekick Booster, which only a few people are buying. So Howard grabs the two employees by their collars and tells them the last Turboman action figure was purchased by a lady in a fur coat. And Myron wants it more, so he shoves Howard with his mail bag. And he grabs this kid's toy to make Myron trip so that he can run after the Turboman doll. Or Turboman action figure.
Knock yourself out. And just in case,
So he gets fooled and gives that woman a super high amount of money, and now runs after this lady since he just saw a Turboman action figure in her car, and she drives up as fast as she can. And so Howard checks every toy store in the area, and all he gets are a bunch of laughs. Next scene, Liz is baking cookies with Jamie and Johnny fighting, and here comes Ted again and will help Liz with the cookies, and tells her to go take a shower.
Go! Pipe down in there!
Aha. And with Howard calling up his house and Ted answering since he needs to talk to Liz and is pissed off that Ted is eating his cookies and now has to hang up as the next tray of cookies are not ready. So Howard now goes back to his car and sees Myron Larrabee again. And he wants to join up with Howard so the two can work together, and Howard wants to do this alone. And now this guy starts screaming that there's a new Turboman toy delivery at a Toyworks toy store, and the two rush to it. And Howard, rushing to get out, and reverses to knock down a police bike, and it's the officer again.
You broke my little mirror. License and registration, please.
And Myron laughs as he drives by, so Howard has made it to the Mall of America to get to the toy store inside and sees Myron there too, making faces as the store manager makes an announcement that each customer will get a numbered ball to win a free Turboman action figure. And I guess, and whoever doesn't get the exact number will have to pay the hefty new price, which is tripled. And now the balls have been tossed into the air, and Howard got one and gets maced in the face by Myron. And now Howard yelling that Myron has two balls, and everyone else jumps on him. And Howard running after one ball rolling around the mall, and this little girl catches it.
Red ball. Do you want to trade?
So Howard has lost his only hope to get a free Turboman action figure, and Santa Claus hears Howard is desperate for one, and he's played by Jim Belushi, who can get it for him, an actual action figure of Turboman, after the elf here, played by Danny Woodburn, shows Howard the picture here to prove it. And he takes the two to that very place where they have Turboman action figures, and takes him inside his factory with a full staff, and Howard, looking around as fake Santa here, starts singing, and here comes the elf with the new Turboman doll for $300 that Howard has to pay, and sees that it's the Spanish version.
Well, of course, there's some assembly required.
And Howard wants his money back since these guys are fakes, and now fights off all the fake Santas closing in on Howard. And here comes the biggest fake Santa, played by Big Show of WWE, and Howard gets thrown around and pushed and dogpiled. Here comes the police ramming inside, and Howard is screwed and luckily sees a toy badge.
Hey, buddy! This must be the sloppiest bust I've ever seen in my entire career on the force.
And Howard drives back to see the gas in his car ran out and pushes a car to this diner. Meanwhile, Ted's sucking up the neighborhood wives with hot chocolate, and the reindeer and Jamie running inside after Ted's son suggesting divorce, making Jamie run inside. The phone is ringing, and it's Howard desperate to make Jimmy bring out Liz. And Jamie wants Howard to be at the parade for later and loses control to Jamie that he's sick of Turboman and hangs up the phone. Next scene, Howard is getting coffee, and guess who's back?
You. Peace. 'Tis the season to be jolly.
So it's Myron again, and it's like he's following Howard everywhere and pours liquor in his coffee. And Howard telling a memory about building Jamie a clubhouse, and with Myron telling his memory about wanting a Johnny Omea action figure but never got one for Christmas, and the CEO of Sherman Industries, who did get a Johnny Omea action figure for his son, became a billionaire.
I'm just a loser with no future.
Here's to you, Dad.
So Howard should get that Turboman action figure somehow. Now for some enlightenment, the radio station's having a giveaway for a Turboman action figure if the next customer calls in and names all Santa's 8 reindeers. As the two try to get to the radio station, since the diner owner tells the two it's only 2 blocks away. And Howard has made it, and Bart is in. The radio station announcer, played by Martin Mull, sees Howard looks like a madman, and here comes Myron with a bomb package, a common issue in mail order business. And Howard tries to calm Myron down, and something funny to the radio announcer's ears that Myron says out loud.
What we have here is a gift certificate. A gift certificate! Right!
And it was all fake, and both Howard and Myron want to beat up the radio announcer after knowing that he doesn't even have the Turboman doll. He just has a gift certificate for it so that the lucky winner can get it for free when the new stock comes in. Pathetic. And here comes the police as Myron pushes Howard and he gets trapped by a bunch of cops. And the cops and Barnaby Jones there let the two run away.
How many years in the bomb squad?
And Howard sees his car has been dismantled of its tires and is getting towed back to his neighborhood, thinking of how to explain all this to Liz and Jamie and apologize for not getting Turboman. And the tow truck driver says what he's saying is not good. And is here with the Christmas carolers, only to see Ted is putting the star on his Christmas tree and remembers,
Nestled safely under our tree. Safely under our tree.
Oh, I'll show him.
But Howard gets carried away and steals Ted's son's Turboman gift. Getting too carried away, Ted. And Howard thinking to himself that's not worth stealing the toy, and the reindeer has caught him, and pushing the statue here, causing a fire in Ted's house, and tries to put it out. And he kicks the head, and Ted sees it came out of his house. And Liz and Ted run in to see Howard was stealing the Turboman action figure and can explain, but she asks Ted to drive her and Jamie to the parade. So they go to the parade with Howard figuring out how to fix this, sitting on his doorstep and swinging the reindeer alcohol while looking at the drawing, coming up with an idea. And now at the Wintertainment Parade with these two newscasters announcing it, and two kids want to get off to join their friend, and Howard has also made it.
Lizzie?
Someone you can talk to. A shoulder to cry on.
Nice try, Ted. And Howard sees that he bumps into the same cop again and drops his coffees. And Howard, hiding in here from the cop, is now dragged here, and the casting guide thinks Howard is the Turboman actor as he gets put on the costume and sees the guy with the booster sidekick costume played by Curtis Armstrong that he's late, telling Howard he's late. And Howard is now brought out into the parade and finally has a real Turboman action figure in his hand, since that's the prize that he has to choose which kid will get it. And Dementor is about to jump on soon, but gets kidnapped here, and it's Howard's chance to finally give Jamie the action figure.
Give me the doll and nobody gets hurt.
Myron?
That's right, Turtle Man. Gotcha, get us.
And it's Myron again, posing as the Dementor now, since he still wants a Turboman for his son. Booster gets punched down and the kids play along. So Myron holds Jamie to get the toy, but gets kicked in the balls, and the rest of the show is going as rehearsed, and Jamie running away as fast as he can, and Myron catches up. So Myron mentioning the Hitchcock movie Vertigo to see if it would work on Jamie by having acrophobia. And Howard trying to turn on the jetpack that comes with the costume doesn't know how to use it, so he just flies around. And the brick wall here just stops him here, and Myron and Jamie are holding on to the Christmas tree decoration and are about to fall. And Howard throws the sharp boomerang at Myron and misses. So Myron got the toy, and Howard saves Jamie and reveals himself he was Turboman since Jamie was missing Howard. And apologized for neglecting the two. And here comes Ted now, knowing Howard was Turboman, runs off. And the cop congratulates Turboman and even gives back the Turboman action figure Myron took from Jamie.
Wow. But hey, thank you.
And Jamie giving Myron the toy since he has nothing to give his own son. And now it's Christmas evening.
What did you get me?
And that is Jingle All the Way from 1996. Nice movie. There is a sequel which comes out in 2014. I've never seen it. And I'll see you next time in Bad Santa from 2003. Take care, see you soon, and watch away. Happy holidays, and see you soon, and almost Happy New Year.